They say that learning is equal to teaching plus emotion. So you like your mother's food, however much you put me in a five-star hotel, I love my mother's food. Why? Because there is emotion in the mother's food. Hotel does not have an emotion. There is an order and there is a disorder. I should not say that, but any which way. So we are talking of future ready. What is future ready? Let's first define the freedom of a student to be able to learn, relearn and de-learn whenever he wants to is future ready. And we'll need to look into this very seriously. I'll explain as we go ahead. Also, degree should not be the end for in the future, because degree should be the beginning of learning. Where we think Jawahar sir has got a PhD finished, learning finished. It should not happen like that, because now we are looking at micro-credentials or micro-credentialing. Let me understand what the future of education is going to be. So one, the marriages of biology, physics, chemistry, or physics, chemistry, mathematics, or accountancy, economics, and business studies is going to go. So a student who wants to get into, let's say, NEET, he has to take physics, chemistry, and biology. Whether he likes physics or not, nothing doing. The future is that we will have one unified exam in which any student who qualifies the exam gets into the medical college or engineering college. The aptitude is important, not the knowledge of physics, chemistry, and mathematics or biology. This is the future. And we are seriously, I have been the Government of India advisor. So I am speaking from experience. This is micro-credentialing is going. So if I like mathematics, physics don't like chemistry, take economics, take sports, take psychology, take what? So it's like a menu card in a restaurant and not a buffet. So in the buffet, physics, chemistry, mathematics is there, you have to eat it. But in the menu card, I can choose dal, makhni, jeera rice, something like that. I can choose my subjects. Physics, chemistry, economics, if I don't like mathematics. Physics, chemistry, psychology, if I don't like biology. So something like this is going to be the future. So are we ready for the future is something that is we need to ask. The second is the teachers. The teachers, are they ready for the use of artificial intelligence? Because the student is faster in this case. If the student is faster, then we better become friends with them instead of trying to impose something. So that readiness of the teacher, which they have shown commendably during the COVID, that we are ready to learn technology. The teachers have done a great job during COVID. Otherwise, students would have faced a lot of it. So I'll give you one small examples. So I was not knowing English earlier. So when I went to the Hotel Management Institute in Kolkata, English was necessary. So the teacher asked, "What's your name?" And fast he asked. I could not register what I said. And the student started laughing. This continued till the end of the day, till we were getting into the bus, that the students were still laughing. He doesn't know English, he doesn't. That time a very fair, short-haired lady was in the bus already. And she said, "What if he does not know English?" And all the kids ran away. Then she told me, "What's your name?" "Jawahar." "Do you want to learn English?" I said, "Yes." Then she said, "You come to Park Street every day. The effort of coming to Park Street is yours. I'll teach you English." Her name was Florinda. 3 years I went to Park Street, every day 5 words. Next day I used the words in sentences. Today I am speaking in English because of that lady, because of that teacher. Now, why I am saying this is, if I use artificial intelligence and the data that has come into my university and say that this guy is Hindi medium, this guy is Telugu medium, this guy is English medium, or this girl is English medium, there is a lot of stress generated due to not knowing a language. And if artificial intelligence is there with the data, it shifts the data and says this guy requires remedials in English, and so we put a separate class for them. The higher university institutions will need to use artificial intelligence as a co-creator, which will enable students to be, the student well-being is better in this, not just कि अरे artificial intelligence आ जाएगा तो our jobs छीन जाएगा. This fear is not good. We have created artificial intelligence. We are the kings. It is the praja. So if the honorable governor comes here and sits with the ADC just behind him, it is like that situation. We should make artificial intelligence the ADC and be the governor ourselves. If we allow them to take over, then he becomes the governor and we become the ADC. Please find ways to use artificial intelligence in the way. Last but not the least, adaptability is something that the higher education is teaching us. Adaptability का मतलब समझते हैं. Let's understand what it is. During COVID, if the drivers, because the buses were not on the road, the drivers were unemployed. So they taught themselves to become gardeners. Because garden was growing grass, whether or not COVID is there or not. So they became gardeners. So the adaptability of our people running out of universities should be high by micro-credentialing. So if artificial intelligence is there, even if it is a commerce student, why not he learn artificial intelligence in a micro-credential? So it makes him more employable. In our cases, what we did, so we have tied up, let's say, with Google, joint degree with Google. So if somebody is doing BTech and he gets a degree and he is happy, that's not enough. He's not employable, as Pushpanadam said. So what we need to do is, we've said 16 certifications of Google with BTech. So obviously he becomes employable, and Google people come and teach. So you can do it with anyone, not just Google. I am not just saying anything, but adaptability to the system and just-in-time education is the in thing. Just-in-time क्या है? The factories, manufacturing units, service sector, they know what skills they need today, and it is changing every day. So every 2 years, the need of skills is changing. So if we are in touch with them, then they will tell us what they need tomorrow. Let us do the just-in-time education by teaching them what they want 1 year or 2 years hence. That is the kind of modularity that is required in education today or tomorrow. Last, I want to finish by telling you a story. I was just in London, invited by Oxford. For a man who does not know English, this is a commendable achievement. But I was in Heathrow Airport. And in Heathrow Airport, one gentleman known as Ahmed was there, young boy, just finished his education, was in IBM. And he is coming to India because IBM has said that $8 billion contract has to be signed in Mumbai. And so he is waiting in the airport. 12:30 night is the flight. 9:30 he is in the airport, 3 hours in advance. He has just a briefcase, a laptop, and a dress, and one shaving equipment and all that. So half an hour immigration is done. 2.5 hours still left. Young blood. India is full of young blood. So he was pacing up and down. He comes across a weighing machine. The weighing machine, he says, this looks new. In India, we have weighing machines, Eastern Scales Limited. You get on, put a 1 rupee coin, ticket comes out. On the other side of the ticket, hero or heroine's photo. 72 kg is the weight, and Bhavishyavani for today. This is what is our ticket. But this seemed new. So he gets in and says, put a penny. Once he puts the penny, the machine says, good evening, Mr. Ahmed. Your weight is 72 kgs. Have a nice flight to Mumbai. Now, as an engineer and the scientific mind, he understands that 72 kgs mechanical energy is converted into sound energy, and it is telling. But how does it know that I am going to Mumbai? So as a scientist, I am trying to understand. So Ahmed is again pacing up and down 1 hour later. He comes up. This jacket is from Dharavi, Mumbai. And maybe it is scanning my boarding pass. So let's remove both and put it outside. Then he says, then he again gets up and puts in a penny. Good evening, Mr. Ahmed. With or without leather jacket and shoes, your weight is 72 kgs. Have a nice flight to London. Okay. Second time again done. Then he said, Jawahar sir ka ek class suna tha, revision solves a lot of problems. So again after 1 hour he comes up and says, let's try the third time and understand. And he puts a penny and the machine says, first time or second time or third time, your weight is 72 kgs and your flight to Mumbai has gone. In higher educational institutions, we'll need to focus on the future. There is no dwelling in the past. The future is changing very fast. Ahmed could have done that. That machine would have stayed in Heathrow Airport. He could have done his research. But he lacked the focus to do it. He could have gone to IBM, signed, come back and then done his research. But he didn't do that. Most of us in educational institutions do this. We lack the focus to be future ready. We dwell in the present, especially the teaching community. Please look to the future. Otherwise, the students will stop coming to your classes, but because they are looking for you to be future ready. So I think that's all that I have to say. Thank you very much.